Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the program. April 24th, almost 11:30. I know it's been a while. That wasn't the plan, but I'm back now. We'll be delivering some more content to you. I know I'm behind with, Jeff Hardy coming back. I have thoughts on the Trish Stratus heel turn, the Brock Lesnar heel turn. A lot of stuff I know I'm behind. Had some technical difficulties, plus, pulling double duty with something else. So, apologies, but I thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I apologize that these videos have been far few in between. That's not the intention. As I said, I do enjoy doing this, and I do want to get this to be more popular. So I'm definitely gonna, put some more work into it. As I mentioned, I found another position that gives me a little bit more free time. However, my old position still needs me, and I'm still helping them, which is eating up a lot of my time. But I'm going to keep this video short because, like I said, I know I'm far behind on a lot of stuff that's been happening in the wrestling world. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to get to it. Most likely through this entire week, I'm going to be going through it, so please look out for those videos. Now, having Raw just go off the air with the announcement of the street fight between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, I will address that because I have thoughts on that as well. Excuse me. I am a little surprised at that match. I really thought it was going to be a tag match with Finn and Damian versus Rey and Bad Bunny, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, I'll address that later. You would think that I would be addressing the new World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if we're going to call it that, considering the World Heavyweight title has been around for a while. They just took it away, but it's not anything new. Pretty much it's just the design of the belt is pretty much the old WCW Championship belt, the big gold belt with the WWE logo plastered in the middle. But I'm not even going to address that. There's something a little more... the whole introduction to the championship does bother me because I feel like it's diluting and taking away from what you're doing with Roman. But above that, there's something else that is irking me that I read yesterday. And this is why I want to address it now. And I would love to get your thoughts on this. Some of you may have seen it, but for those of you who have not, this involves the memory of Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio. So Chavo, was doing some interview and pretty much stated that he is tired of others prostituting the Guerrero family name to benefit themselves. So I'm looking at this and I'm not quite sure what he's talking about because I'm trying to think who's using Guerrero's name, who's doing all this stuff. And you know what? Maybe it should have been obvious to me. Read a little bit more into the article, into the comments. And, of course, he name drops Rey Mysterio, that he's upset. Why did Rey have to use the Viva La Raza, lie, cheat, and steal music? Why did they use a lowrider? That was a Guerrero thing when they were a tag team. All that stuff, that they built the family name. They don't need Rey keeping the memory and all this stuff alive. Okay. So, I'm going to try not to go super crazy on this. No pun intended with the wrestler super crazy. But I'm going to try to be somehow decent in this. Because, Chavo, you got a lot of nerve, dude. A lot of nerve. Because, for those of you who don't know, because... as I'm hoping some old school fans are listening to this, I'm hoping that there are new fans listening to this. Eddie Guerrero passed away in November of 2005. Okay? I still remember seeing it online that he passed away. It broke my heart. And I have always said, and listen, I don't cry for celebrities when they pass away. Okay? Listen. Say what you want about Michael Jackson, but put aside all the other shit that's out there about him, that he was crazy, and that the top of him was white, but the bottom of him was black, and all this stuff with Neverland. Put all that shit to the side and look at the talent, the music, the dancing. That motherfucker was one of the best. Okay? And you cannot take the talent from him. Loved him. Love Michael Jackson. I still have his songs. Okay? I will still sometimes, when I'm just in that mood, I will go to YouTube. I'll watch Thriller. I'll watch Beat It, Bad, Billie Jean, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, whatever. I will watch the music videos, and to this day, I am 36 years old. I still get the chills. I still get goosebumps watching it. Even though I've seen those music videos hundreds of times. I've seen the YouTube when he's performing and you get the people passing out in the crowd. Seen it hundreds of times. I still get the chills. But when he passed away, was I sad? Yes. But I didn't cry. Because I can't cry for people that I don't know. When Kobe died, those people outside the Staples Centers crying their eyes. I'm like, you've never met this man. I'm not saying don't be disappointed, but, it's different whereas, I'm friends with you and, somebody in your family passes away. I may cry then, even though I didn't know that family member, I may cry because I know you and I know you're upset. That's how I can do it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that as much as I loved Eddie, I didn't break down and cry. But I was upset. I was sad. I was disappointed because Eddie gave great memories. And one of the things that I do remember is that when Eddie passed away, WWE sort of had this. It's kind of like when you go to a wake that you sign the book. They sort of had something like that online where you could sort of make comments. And I remember I wrote that Eddie was the only wrestler who could make me believe, meaning that Eddie was so good that you suspended your belief, meaning that for a second you thought, oh my God, especially with the feud with Rey, you just thought, oh my God, Eddie really hates him. Eddie really wants to hurt him because Eddie was so damn good. Just the character of he could just make you think and forget, okay, wait a minute, these guys are really cool, that this is all just, for television. But for that second, you're like, holy shit, Eddie's gonna fucking kill him. Eddie can't stand this guy. And that's just how great he was. But Eddie passed away in 2005. We are now in we are now in 2023. Okay? 18 years later. When Viva La Raza played at WrestleMania, that crowd went fucking nuts. Okay? So Chavo, do you think, okay, the people or all the people who went crazy in that stadium and those who went crazy at home, do you think they were around 18 years ago? All of them were around 18 years ago? So the fact that 18 years later, the fact that some of these people were just being born when Eddie passed away, popped for that song. Why? Because Rey has helped keep Eddie's memory alive. Now, I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if it's bitterness. Then all of a sudden, Chavo is having this issue with Rey, keeping Eddie's memory alive. Now, not to mention that Rey just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Eddie was a big part of his speech because Eddie was a big part of Rey's life and career. They were good friends. They loved each other. So which makes it even more sense that he's honoring him. And yes, Dominic has taken on qualities of Eddie, like with the hair when Eddie turned heel. What is wrong with that, Chavo? Is it jealousy and bitterness that after when Eddie passed away, that you didn't get the mega push that Ray got? And now listen, even I say, okay, and it's been out there for years, and even I agree with that. That had Eddie not passed away, Ray would not have won the Royal Rumble in 2006. Ray would not have gone on to headline WrestleMania with Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, and Ray would not have won the World Heavyweight Championship. I thoroughly believe that if Eddie hadn't passed away, Ray wouldn't have gotten that championship run. I don't even know if Ray probably would have gotten a championship run, but it probably would have been a little bit later. So are you upset, Chavo, that it wasn't you that got to win the Royal Rumble in 2006? Are you upset that it wasn't you that got to go on to headline WrestleMania and win the World Heavyweight Championship? Is that what the problem is? Because Vince didn't see the value in an actual Guerrero, saw it in somebody else. Is that what some of this bitterness is about? Now, yes, later on, they did bring in Vicky Guerrero, and Vicky Guerrero became a monster heel. But where was Chavo? Chavo was a sidekick in La Familia. Okay? He was a sidekick. So again, you are an afterthought. Again, you are in the shadow. First you're in the shadow of Ray, and now you're in the shadow of the wife of Eddie Guerrero. Chavo was always seen as an afterthought in WWE. And when he did get a run at air quotes, at a championship, they gave him the ECW, watered down Vince McMahon version of ECW that nobody gave a shit about. That was an ultimate disaster. And what did they do with him? They put him in an 11-second match against Kane. That's what they did. And through all these years, it's been Rey Mysterio who's been keeping Eddie stuff. Now, and Rey Mysterio has not name-dropped Eddie every single year. Rey has done it when it's pertinent. Does he do the Three Amigos? Yes. Did he adopt the Frog Splash? Yes. But, listen, there's a lot of people who are doing the Frog Splash. So to sit there and talk about, oh, you're prostituting the name and, back off Ray and all this. Come on. You know what, Chavo? There are a lot more bigger issues right now in the Guerrero family than what Ray did and what Dom are doing in WWE right now. So you need to focus more on what's going on with that. I can tell you right now, Eddie doesn't want this shit that's happening right now, especially doesn't want it happening out in the media or social media like it's playing out right now. And if you guys don't know, just Google Vicky Guerrero and you'll see the story that's coming up that's going on with the family. It's very sad. Because when I read that, 2 weeks ago, I'm like, this is not what anyone wants. So focus on that. Okay? Talking about their tarnishing or their prostituting. Get over yourself, Chavo. Get over yourself. You have always been the afterthought, okay? You were the afterthought. Vince did not see it in you for you to carry on that legacy of it. He didn't see that in you. Okay? And I'm trying to think, what championships did you win in WWE? I know you won the tag team title. Who was that with? Eddie. And again, Los Guerreros, you were the afterthought. You didn't win the United States Championship. And Google it. Chavo Guerrero calls out Rey Mysterio for prostituting his name. Chavo Guerrero is kind of tired of Rey Mysterio. I mean, so he did tweet something out 40 minutes ago. If Rey Mysterio is really mentioning the Guerrero name only in tribute and not to line his own pocket with cash, maybe he'll donate some of that money to charity. Or even better, how about to Eddie's daughters? That'll show myself and the fans that he's not prostituting the family name. Get over yourself, Chavo. Get over yourself. This is pathetic that you're calling out Rey Mysterio because he's tributing his friend. That is pathetic. Yeah, you won nothing. You were a one-time ECW champion. Oh, wow, you're a four-time cruiserweight. Yeah, that really did something. And you were a two-time tag team champion with Eddie Guerrero. Okay. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Just ridiculous. I was so pissed when I read that. Because it just sounds so much like jealousy. And you act like Ray does it at every pay-per-view, every Raw, every SmackDown for the last 18 years. And he hasn't done that. He loves his friend. He misses his friend. Dominic obviously loved Eddie, looked up to Eddie, misses Eddie, and just wants to honor Eddie. And again, because you were a nothing in WWE, and you couldn't do that, you couldn't live up to it, so now shame on them. It brought a smile to my face when I heard the Viva La Raza at WrestleMania. It brought a smile to my face. Brought out the Lowrider. The last time we saw the Lowrider was the tribute show to Eddie Guerrero. That was the last time we saw the Lowrider. And again, because of Ray helping to keep the memory alive, that is why you have a new generation who know who Eddie is. Now, for some, this was the first time they heard that music. But what can they do? They can go to Peacock and look up Eddie Guerrero and see how great he was. You know, I know The Miz had dropped something once before, "Are you sure you're not Eddie's son?" or something like that. Come on, Chavo. Okay? A lot of it makes sense to have Eddie's name intertwined in it. It makes sense. You know, you're always about, oh, it's the business. Well, that's part of the business. You need to get over yourself. And it's probably just a reminder that you are an afterthought in everything in WWE. Well, they gave you some stupid character with Curran White. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I'm done with my rant. But you guys tell me, is Chavo right to be bitching about this? Is Chavo right that Ray is lining his pockets on the Guerrero name after all these years? Now that's what he's doing? Or is Chavo jealous because it wasn't him? He wasn't the chosen one to help carry Eddie's legacy. Or because when he's gone, nobody's going to remember him. Because I'm telling you, when I think about the Guerrero name, to me, you think about two. You think about Eddie, and you think about Vicky. But like I said, the Guerrero family has a lot more issues on their plate than to sit there and worry about what Ray and Dominic are doing in the storyline. So, Sasha Banks was influenced by Eddie. Does that mean Sasha Banks can't do the Triple Amigos now because now she's prostituting the Guerrero family name? There are a lot of superstars, a lot of wrestlers who are influenced by Eddie and who are going to do stuff to tribute Eddie. So you're going to bitch about every single one of them, or only Ray because Ray is the prominent one? Get over yourself, Chavo. Get over yourself. It's really pathetic. Sad and pathetic. But you guys tell me what you think. Tell me, is Chavo correct? Is Ray wrong? Is Chavo just being a little bitch and being sensitive? Or is she right? So let me know. So that's it for this edition. I'll be back tomorrow to discuss the new World Heavyweight Championship belt that they brought out, which again I think that it's a mistake to be doing it now. But we'll cover that tomorrow. Have a great night.